In this video, we'll be going over the R form on the WLSB website. To begin, navigate to the WLSB URL. Then, log in with your username and password and click Login to enter the website. You'll be brought to the dashboard. The R form can be accessed online only. To access it, go to the Brand Inspection menu, Forms submenu, and R form. This will bring you to the R form table. The R form table lists all of the R forms that have previously been created in approximately the last year. You can change the from and through dates using the calendar icons, and you can choose to view certain R forms depending on their status. And you can choose to view R forms of any status: pending, submitted, approved, summarized, or finalized. A pending form is waiting for the inspector to submit it. A submitted form has been submitted to the supervisor. An approved form has been sent to the main office by the supervisor. A finalized form has been approved by the main office and put on a deposit slip, and a summarized form has been added to the daily summary by the main office. To create an R form, select the Add R form icon. This will take you to the R form worksheet. The R form worksheet shows all the forms that can be submitted on an R form. You can choose to view forms that are paid, unpaid, rejected, or any payment status. You can also change the date range of created forms. Forms must be paid before they can be submitted on an R form. To add a check number for an unpaid form, select the form by clicking the check mark next to that form. And then select Add Check Number. Type in the check number and the payment date. Select Add Check to mark this form as paid, and the check number will appear in the check column. The method will change to check to reflect that the form has been paid. When sending in multiple cash payments, you can select multiple forms at once and add a single check number to cover the cash payments. Select the forms that have been paid with cash and select Add Check for Cash. Add a check number or check numbers separated by commas and select a payment date if applicable. Be careful when selecting a payment date for cash payments, as the payment date selected by the R form worksheet will override the current payment date on the form. You can choose to keep the payment date field blank to keep the original date of payment on the form. The check number used to cover cash payments will appear in the cash column. If a tab was being kept for a customer, their payment method will be marked as none. Select the forms for that customer and select either Add Check Number or Add Check for Cash. In this case, you'll probably want to add a payment date for all the inspections that were paid for at once. To clear a payment, select the form for which you'd like to clear the payment and select Clear Payment. You can choose to clear just the check number by selecting Clear Check Number, clear just the check written for a cash payment, or clear the entire payment, which clears the date of payment, the method of payment, the check number, and/or the cash information. To view and/or edit a form, select the form number. The form will open in a new tab and can be viewed and edited. When you save this form, the new tab will return to the applicable table, in this case the L form table, and to return to the R form worksheet, go back to the original tab labeled R worksheet. To reflect any changes, refresh the page. Once a form has been added to the R form, it becomes locked and cannot be edited unless removed from the R form. When you're finished making any changes to the forms, select the paid forms that you'd like to include on your R form and select Save. If you've selected forms that are unpaid or for which payment has been rejected, a modal will appear informing you that those forms cannot be submitted, and asking you whether you'd like to continue to create your R form with the eligible forms. Select Cancel to go back or OK to continue creating the R form. The R form will contain a summary with the form number for the R form and the inspector name, as well as the status of the R form, which is currently pending since it was just created. The summary will also contain the totals of cattle, cattle without predator fees, sheep, sheep without predator fees, and horses, as well as the associated fees. The total fees will be displayed at the bottom. You can use the comment section to describe any discrepancies in payments or other relevant comments. At the bottom of the R form is a table of all the forms included on that R form. You can view any of the forms in a separate tab by clicking on the form number. This will open the form in a new tab where it can be viewed, but not edited. You can remove selected forms by selecting the forms you'd like to remove and selecting the Remove Selected button. To add forms to your R form, select the Add Forms button. A modal will appear where you can select applicable forms to add to your R form. Only paid forms will appear in this modal. Select the forms you'd like to include. Then, select Add Forms. These forms will be added to your R form and the Forms table. You can exit the R form without submitting it to your supervisor by selecting Cancel. The R form will be saved, however. To exit and delete the form, select Delete. To print the complete R form, select Print. When you print the entire R form, it will show details about the forms included on the R form. This is in contrast to the deposit slip, which can be printed by selecting the Print Deposit icon. The deposit slip is an abbreviated version of the R form and only contains information about the funds submitted. It displays the check number as well as the alternate check number. The alternate check number is the check number used to cover cash payments. The form totals are displayed in the right-hand column, and the total for the entire R form is at the bottom. To submit the form to your supervisor, select Submit. You'll be asked to confirm. When you submit your form, your supervisor will receive an email telling them that the R form has been submitted. After submitting the form, you can exit the form by selecting Cancel, which will return you to the R form table, but you cannot make any additional changes to your R form unless it is rejected. To view any R form, simply click on the form number. If the form has not been submitted, you can also make changes such as adding or removing forms or adding comments. Now we'll be covering the R form from the supervisor's perspective. Again, start by logging in. The R form table for supervisors is similar to that for inspectors, but there are some key differences. A supervisor can still create an R form, and the process for that is exactly the same as for an inspector. However, their R form table displays all forms from the last approximate year that have been created. A supervisor can limit the forms that display on their table by selecting a district to which they are assigned. Supervisors can also search for forms that were created by certain brand inspectors in their district by searching by their names. The form will autocomplete once you begin typing. The table will display all forms created by that brand inspector. The R form table will display the status of the forms, and if the forms have been submitted, supervisors can approve them directly from the R form table by selecting the submitted forms and selecting Approve Selected. Or, supervisors can print selected forms directly from the R form table by selecting the applicable forms and selecting Print Selected. To view an R form in the R form table, select the form number. The R form can be reviewed, and the forms can be viewed in more detail by clicking on the form number. The new forms will open in a new tab. To reject specific forms, select the forms that are inadequate, and then select Reject Selected. The supervisor will be asked to provide a reason for rejecting the forms. Select Reject, and an email will be sent to the inspector informing them that their forms have been rejected. After forms are rejected, they are no longer locked, and can be edited by the inspectors. Just like the R form for inspectors, supervisors can print the R form or the deposit slip using the Print or Deposit buttons. To exit the R form, select Cancel. To approve the R form, select Approve. An email will be sent notifying the inspector that their R form has been approved, and the form's status will change to Approve. After the form has been approved, it can be unapproved by selecting the Unapprove icon. This will change the status of the form back to Submitted. This has been the R form training. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. Thank you!